I'm wearing my jacket, but boy said I'm still too cold. Man, I fucked your bitch, she filled that from her head to toes. I need this guap, I couldn't care about my wrist and froze. Tryna hit that belly like home, and now your girlfriend wanna whoa, whoa, whoa.
Hello guys, and welcome to Stay in Place, the podcast. We're back with episode 10. I can't believe it. Like a couple of months ago, we just started this out as like a hobby, as like a side hustle, but we have gone through 10 episodes. Jojo, how does that make you feel, and how are you?
Bro, man, I'm good, and that is normal. Like, you know how we used to always like just debate about like what's going on in the football universe. So literally, you just had to bring it to this platform, and yeah, just express it to the world. But yeah, like, we're proud, and we're trying to obviously go again. Like, this is not the end, but obviously the end of the season. So yeah, man. The good
Looking
thing.
back, we started this out in like March times, like honestly 10, and we've had like 10 episodes already. Like, looking back, it's like it's been successful for me.
And we were saying even before, like it just flew by. If you think, like, because it feels like we just literally started the episode like a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
10
literally.
episodes, like
that's how it honestly feels. It feels like we haven't actually. It feels like we were saying this last week as well. It feels like we've only been through like 3 or 4 episodes. I don't know why it feels weird, like, because we're used to just like talking on a regular, like we can talk for hours like on the phone. But yeah, obviously showcasing this like on a major platform like YouTube, like it does like feel like surreal. But yeah, obviously this is episode 10, and the season has ended, and we're doing this for a reason, because of like obviously the games in the last week, the Europa and Champions League games. Yeah, I mean, where do I start?
Europa League. We have to get with the Europa League. We get with Europa.
Honestly, Jojo, yeah. Last week, bro, like I was on the verge of like breaking point. Like, I was just depressed. Like, you know me as well. I'm a die-hard United fan, yeah. Literally, I affect this club like it just affects my mental health, innit? Like, I was not well. Literally, after the game, I shut my door. Like, I didn't even sleep. I was just like staring at the ceiling, just reflecting on what had like happened. I was in like total shock. But yeah, looking back on the game, like, how are we not beating Villarreal? Like, I don't like to underestimate teams. I don't like to put clubs down, but like, how? Like, I still can't believe it. Like, why does it have to go to penalties? Like, why can't we see the game out in the first 90 minutes? Like, people are blaming the likes of De Gea, people blaming the likes of Rashford, yeah. But it's just like clear-cut chances. Like, Marcus Rashford needs to stick that in. Like, he needs to be scoring those types of goals. Those are if you look back on the previous episodes, like, those are the type of goals that I've been screaming about. Like, he needs to add to his game. Like, he can't just be scoring like wonder goals. Like, he needs to be.
You know what it is, yeah, with Rashford. Yeah? You know what I feel like with Rashford? With Rashford is the thing where, like you can't deny, yeah, like he is a big game player. Like, he does score big goals at big times, but then he just always has this thing about him where he's not consistent with it. Like, he just goes missing with it, and I don't know if like his injury is still. I don't know if he's still injured. Like, do you think he hasn't really been playing at like?
I feel like he, in an interview the other day, he did say like obviously he's been carrying an injury throughout the season, but he's just been like pushing his body to the max.
You can clearly
but in terms of like it's so frustrating, man. Literally,
like, there's so many things that were just wrong. Like, in my eyes, yeah, there's so many things that just went. Like, I just saw that was wrong. Like, the approach against Villarreal. Like, firstly, like there wasn't really like enough chances. You didn't create him. And secondly, I feel like you guys have played so many games this season. Like, substitutions were needed to be made at times. I'm thinking, how the hell is this guy going into the extra time with certain players still on this pitch? Like, and it's not even the way they're playing, but it's like just through just to bring a new rhythm in, bring a new like energy into the team. Like, because if you think about it, even though you didn't play that well, you got 20 minutes left, 10 minutes left. He could make a substitution and it could spin the game in your favor. You go through it. You get me?
Yeah.
Things like that happened in the game, and
it's just like from the start, Jojo. Like literally, from the first minute, it didn't seem like it was like a united team. Like literally, there was no intensity. The energy levels weren't there. It just looked like they just kept giving the ball away. It was just like, what are you guys doing? Like, you're meant to be, you have to turn up. It's a flipping final. Like, this is what you guys have worked for. Like,
and what's so mad, I like what you said that, because what's so mad is that, like, in the game, when the game was getting into the later stages and a bit more momentum, and like, I feel like that's just due to the energy. Like, they were just reserving the energy. Like, Unai Emery, that guy, yeah, I can't lie, you have to give the guy like slight praise, yeah, because like, the guy's done it with the fourth time now. He's done it 3 times at Sevilla and he's done it with Villarreal. All he literally did was he just played a 4-4-2, sat back, and I don't know how he just pulled it off again. Like, it just
that's literally what I was saying throughout the game. Like, it's like he just came to the park the bus, especially after their first goal. They literally just sat back. They were just defending 11 men behind the ball. It was like 2 banks of 4, and then the strikers were just like, just in their own half as well. But like, it's just so frustrating. And going back to your point about the substitutions as well, I honestly feel like it would have made a big difference, because the likes of Rashford, like Greenwood, they weren't having a really good game, especially like Rashford. Especially someone like Donny van de Beek, a £40 million signing on the bench. Someone like Daniel James, you can play in behind, like cause them problems, stretch the play. But it's just like, Ollie, what are you doing? Like
I don't know.
These are like decisions that you should be making. You're in like your 3rd season of being the Man United manager, like, and it's just like, time after time, like 4-5 semi-finals and 1 final loss now. Like, it's just like, where are we getting? Like, I don't see us like progressing. Like, I just don't see, like, for the first time, yeah. Imagine, I haven't even told you this, yeah. For the first time, yeah, like in the morning, it actually got me like questioning Ollie's position. And you know how much I love like Ollie. It actually got me thinking, like, as much as I don't want the club to sack him, it got me thinking about his like position. I was like, is Ollie actually the guy to take us forward? Like, some of the decisions as well. It's just like, especially with like De Gea as well. The last time he saved a penalty was in 2016 against Romelu Lukaku when we played Everton in the semi-finals of the FA Cup. Like, Dean Henderson saved 6 penalties since then. Like, why not make a decision like that? Leave a substitution for the penalties. Like, why do you have to take off Eric Bailly in the 140th minute of extra time when there's 6 minutes to play and put Twanzebe on? Or even why put on Mata? Like, maybe it might be a farewell for Mata, but make a substitution like accordingly to the penalties. If you feel like you're gonna go to the penalties, why would you put on like Tellez, and why would you not put on like Dean Henderson, who's like a good penalty saver? Like, it just doesn't add up. Like, none of the decisions that he made on the day.
Yeah, I like how you just mentioned with the De Gea had never saved the penalty since when again?
2016.
Wait, that's big. And what do you call it? And I feel like Ollie's just messed himself up for that, because if you think about it, Man United have had this weird goalkeeping situation this whole year. Yeah. Firstly, De Gea should to represent Man United for the whole year. Ollie's made weird decisions, brought Dean Henderson in for some time and thought, well, I'm gonna stick with Dean Henderson, upset De Gea and stuff like that. All of a sudden, Dean Henderson started to make mistakes and stuff like that. De Gea comes back and goal. It's the final. It's the final of the Europa League now. His cards, like, he probably knows that in his back of the head, and his cards thinking, whoa, if I put Dean Henderson on and he messes up, everything's gonna backfire on me. But if you think about it, that was a wise decision to do, because guy hasn't. You can clearly see he didn't really like, and if he did get close to them, he didn't really save them. And obviously, it's not his fault that he missed the penalty. Like that one, it's not his fault. It should have never got to him. But like just all that whole goalkeeper situation, it's for the whole final now. He can't even make that big decision, and which could have made a difference. I think maybe Dean Henderson in that goal, he saves a couple penalties and you win. If he saves a penalty,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm so happy you brought this point up. Like, literally leading up to the final, Dean Henderson was number one. So why all of a sudden are you gonna go and disrupt that and slap in De Gea in goal? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, I don't want to blame De Gea, but come on, they took 11 penalties and he didn't even save one, and he wasn't even close to any of them. Like, he got his hand on a couple of them, like fingertips, but it's just like, Ollie, you're playing Dean Henderson in the last 5-6 games of the Premier League. Like, he's been playing consistently since what, like maybe like March, April. And then all of a sudden you're just changing your keeper for the final. It's just like, why didn't you play De Gea leading up like to the final? Like it just doesn't make sense. I don't know why managers do this thing where they have like keepers for the Premier League and keepers for the Europa League. Just play the same keeper throughout the whole like fixtures.
Do you remember it got to penalties and they brought on Tim Krul for the Netherlands?
Yeah.
That's what literally should happen. That's what literally should happen.
Who was the manager? Who was the manager? Louis van Gaal.
All my days. Yeah, man. Nah. Do you know what it is? I feel like, now I understand why you're questioning his if he's capable of taking Manchester United to the next level. Because you got to take it like this. Jose Mourinho coming within 2 years, he's won you 2 trophies. But in progress, you finished on 81 points in second place. This season, you finished on 74 points in second place. Ollie's basically like third season or something in charge. No trophies. Manchester United is all about Manchester United. The Manchester United I grew up on was all about trophies. From Rio Ferdinand 2008 Champions League finals, 3 Premier Leagues in a row, like all of that, winning machine, literally. That's literally what Manchester United is about. So if it's gone 3 years now, is it really progress? Like, maybe you're getting higher and higher in the league, but Manchester United, that's where I feel like it's gonna be a bit questioned. It's a bit weird with the whole Solskjaer.
Like, even people were saying when Mourinho finished second to City, like with, like you said, 81 points, like, and with 2 trophies in the bank, and people saying like it weren't successful, he didn't have a successful season, but then like people giving Ollie credit for finishing second on what, like 74 points, and he was in a final, but still, I know he said it in his like post-match interview, but it literally just isn't good enough, man. It literally just isn't good enough. Like, we should be, on paper, we should be beating the likes of Villarreal. Name one player from that Villarreal side that you remember, like one player that you actually remember. Like,
that's so bad. It's
like
true.
Literally, you can't even remember one. Like,
only one five for Tottenham.
Yeah, like it's literally one. Like, and Foyth, like, he came from Spurs. You have like maybe Capu, another Tottenham reject, but like they're literally a team built of like rejects. Maybe Coquelin as well, Arsenal reject. Like, other than that, who actually stands out for you? Like, we've got world-class players like the likes of Paul Pogba, Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford, Edinson Cavani. Like,
they didn't turn up.
None of them. Like Cavani, a 34-year-old, was doing more than a 19-year-old Mason Greenwood and a 23-year-old Marcus Rashford. He was pressuring. He was tracking back. He was in his half more than he was in the opposition half, which tells you that he's a hard worker. But he just weren't receiving anything. Like, it's just like Marcus Rashford running into players, like not even taking on Foyth, who's naturally a centre back.
It's true, man. It's true.
It just doesn't add up. He made like Foyth look like he was like a world-class right back. Like,
Brian Michael or something, but nah. Do you know what it is? Yeah, nah. You've got like this should be a bit worrying because you shouldn't have even been in the Europa League in the first place. I'm realizing you actually started the season in the champion. For a lot, I feel like for a lot of your fans, the Europa League would have really been a step into where you want to be. Like it would have, like it's a good trophy. A trophy is a trophy. Everyone wants the trophy, so it would have been a good step for the players, the Man United players, and that to think, yeah, they can go and win the big things. Now it's like what 4 semi-final defeats, and now a final losses. Now it's almost a sudden like, can Ole Gunnar Solskjaer actually get this team over the line in the crucial moments? Like,
yeah,
it's just I don't know. Like, for me, I don't know because
it's just so frustrating, man. Like, honestly, it's actually so frustrating. Like the overall performance, like Villarreal didn't even play well. Like we didn't even play well as well. But the chances that we had, that we created, we should be sticking them away. Like,
and even the goal you conceded from a set piece, like just.
It's like one player. That's what annoys me as well. It's like one player is leaving his man and then relying on the next defender to just like man mark him. It's like Luke Shaw. He was meant to be marking Moreno, and then he leaves him, and then Victor Lindelof's like, he's vulnerable. He's trying to watch the ball and the player at the same time. He's like, which one do I have to like watch? But then it's just like we've been like this throughout the whole season. If you've realized, like Man United have conceded so many goals from set pieces this season, whether it's free kicks or corners, we just literally can't defend. Like when it comes to zonal marking, like it just doesn't play out. It doesn't work. Like it's just like Oli needs to work on the set pieces as well. Like,
do you think honestly, you missed Maguire? You think you missed him a bit?
If you remember 2 episodes ago, like the stats that I pulled up about Maguire, still, this proves my point as well. If Maguire was in that side, we wouldn't be giving away stupid goals like that, making stupid errors. Like, it's like we needed a leader. Bruno Fernandes was captain on the night.
Yeah, I think you need a leader, man.
Definitely. It was like Bruno, like leading up to that game, I was like, Bruno Fernandes, he can be future Man United captain. He's a good leader. But on the night, like he wasn't vocal, like he had a bad performance himself. It's just like you can tell whether a player can be captain or not, or
he didn't even come out he didn't even come out to the press. It was like Rashford that came out, like in the end, to the press. Like it's just like lack of leaders, man.
It was disappointing all around, man. Like,
and it's just for Man United, like
it's honestly.
Actually, I do think it's a bit major. Like you need like 3 years without a trophy now for Man U. Like I know you guys, everyone knows that your team is not the same as the Fergie era and stuff like that. But boy, is Man United now going to accept mediocrity? Like, are they going to accept Are they really going to accept no trophies? Because for me, that team, I still see that when I look at that team, that's who I'm seeing. I'm still seeing the likes of Rooney. I'm seeing the likes of Ferdinand. I'm seeing the likes of all those legends. I'm seeing those. That's who I'm seeing for that club. But right now, I can't really for me, I don't recognize that club.
It's just so frustrating. Do you know what makes it like even more frustrating? I reckon the Ajax side that we faced in 2017 would have beaten this Villarreal side. Even on paper,
I think the Ajax team was even better.
That's literally what I'm saying. Like, if we were to compare the sides, like on paper as well, we're meant to be better than we were like a couple of seasons ago. This team on paper, the United team on paper, would smoke that United team back in the day.
And do you know one thing I actually think? Jose Mourinho wins you that Europa League.
Literally. It's just so frustrating, man.
Jose Mourinho wins you that Europa League. That's what I think. I think he wins you the Europa, but to be honest, yeah, man, has he signed his new contract, Oli?
Apparently he's in for like a 3-year contract extension, but
boy, man, I don't know.
Like as much as I love Oli, I still feel like he needs another this summer transfer window. I feel like it's going to be crucial.
And I'm just seeing, and like obviously Chelsea just won the Champions League, and I've just seen earlier on that they're trying to get Lukaku or Haaland.
Yeah, and that's just going to add to their Arsenal. Like, it's just I feel like Oli needs another window to like get the players that he needs. Because so far he has made very good signings. Like, so I feel like once he gets a couple of more signings, maybe a centre back, a right winger, or a striker who he sees as like the new star man for United. Like, but I just feel like he needs another transfer window, and I still can't believe that I actually questioned his position. Like, it makes me feel guilty because I don't want to come across as a hypocrite, but like,
No. Do you know what it is? You got a deep little key decisions like that. You get me? We're gonna get into the Champions League final, but Tuchel's taken off Mount with 10 minutes to go to sustain the lead. Things like that. You get me? Like, and what do you call it? He's not made. No, he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know what to do in these situations that you can clearly see. Like, he doesn't know what to make because he's thinking, because Rashford, there's Bruno, there's thingy, one of them might end up getting them the goal. So he wants to leave them on. Like, well, you gotta need to know when to make the moves. He made the changes so late. Villarreal already in the ascendancy. They were just waiting for penalties. And I can't lie, those penalties, those penalties were
literally like my friend was saying, like literally, it's like Unai Emery practice, like trained for the penalties. Like all of their penalties, they dispatched it top corner, that bottom corner. Like, it's just like they were practicing the whole time. Like, all of their penalties were perfect. Like, De Gea wasn't even close to saving any of them. Oh, yeah. Even Coquelin, I think he was Coquelin. Did you see his penalty?
Oh, yeah, Coquelin, he top binned it.
Right into the top bin. Like, would you have expected that from someone like Francis Coquelin? Never.
Like,
I
don't even gonna lie. Even when some of your I remember when Fred stepped out, I was laughing in my head because I thought he was gonna miss. But
Fred's penalty was probably the best penalty that like United took on the night as well. It's just so, and you can't blame De Gea. De Gea is not at fault.
You can't blame
De Gea. Not at fault.
Like, you can't blame De Gea, but yeah.
And all of the racism that Marcus Rashford got as well. Those people can just go like, honestly.
Well, it's just gonna continue because like even Sterling and Walker faced it like.
Literally, like, it's not worth it. I know, like United's in our DNA, yeah, but it's honestly not worth it. Like, it's not worth to go and cause havoc and like just do racism. Like, it just doesn't make sense, man. It's a game at the end of the day, but it's just frustrating, man. Literally. But yeah, we just need to recruit, like have a good summer, like in terms of like bringing in players.
And lastly, like what does he like? So what for Van der Beek as well, like? Because I know he doesn't.
In terms of Van der Beek, like I was hearing if Pogba was to leave, then that would mean that Van der Beek would get a better chance. But honestly, I don't feel like it. I just feel like he needs a run of games, but I don't see that at the moment. Maybe in pre-season he might impress Oli. Maybe he might take up a role beside the likes of McTominay or Fred in a double pivot role. Like Donny van der Beek, I don't know. Like, hopefully he performs for Holland and it makes Ollie's decision even like easier. But yeah, with Donny van der Beek, like it is like frustrating for him. But I feel like he needs to just like knuckle down, just focus on his football for Holland and for United in pre-season, and hopefully he gets a starting position from next season onwards.
Yeah, because like you said, I agree with you. I think he just needs a run of games, man.
Yeah,
he comes on for one random FA Cup fixture and that's it. Like,
you can't expect the player to just kick on like that. Like they're not robots. Like they are humans at the end of the day, and they need like consistency and like rhythm in their game in order to perform week in, week out. But yeah, honestly, from even just thinking about it, I just
at least your rivals didn't end up winning the
Yeah, going on to the next point, obviously, which is the Champions League. Like you were saying, like, bro, honestly, I was hoping for a Chelsea win, like all day and every day.
And you know what? We said this as well. We said we wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea win. Like,
Yeah.
fan. Obviously, I didn't want them to win, but we're not surprised. That team just has winning DNA all over it. Abramovich gets to that. He just gets the job done for that club. Saka, Lampard, everyone's looking back at it now, thinking a bit harsh. This is that. They've gone and won the Champions League once again. Two now. I've seen two Chelsea Champions League lifted in the last.
Don't forget the Europa League as well. They've actually been the most successful English team in the last decade in Europe.
Even in the last 20 years, even in like the last 20 years, in terms of like trophies literally that they've continuously won after second manager, that team just has a winning DNA and they're just gonna come back stronger next year. Literally.
Even if they add like a striker to their squad as well, like you were saying earlier, Lukaku. If they have a bagsman, I feel sorry for the Premier League.
Boy, literally, they're coming to challenge Man City. And just like we said, they're coming to challenge Man City, and Liverpool will definitely be thereabouts as well. So, like, yeah, and even with City, like, I was a bit disappointed. They didn't create a clear...
They were just poor. Literally, I said it from the get-go. City players looked nervous. Like, they were giving away the ball. Even the likes of De Bruyne and Diaz, like, the amount of times they gave the ball away, Foden didn't turn up. Like, Sterling couldn't even get past Reece James. Like, Reece James
he had him in his pocket, man, the whole game. And even the Ruben Diaz and Stones looked a bit shaky for the first ever time. I was thinking, whoa. And he didn't start. Like, what do you think about Pep's starting lineup? Like,
it just doesn't make sense. How can you be starting a Champions League final without a CDM? Like
he started
no
Gunnar,
Fernandinho, no Rodri. Like, how can you be starting Bernardo Silva, Gunnar, and De Bruyne? That's just really attacking because they are really and truly cams. Like, they're attacking midfielders. So starting the game without a defensive like midfielder, that it just didn't make sense.
Made no sense. And I feel like, that's what City's like. That's how like they've built off this season. Like that whole John Stones, Ruben Diaz, and the DM, whether it's Rodri or Fernandinho. You know, Fernandinho's a hard hitter. Like that's what they've built off, like their winning formula of this season. So when he went with attacking, he does things with Pep. Like he just does, like he has these moments that he just does these weird things that you won't see coming, and they sometimes he just never pulls them off. And now you're thinking to yourself now, like for me, I had Pep up there. I still think Pep's up there. But the guy, like, without, like, he's not able to win the Champions League and he's still going to have the stigma around him that he can't win the Champions League without that famous Barca team, Messi and stuff like that. You can't win without that team. And you're thinking now, is he really, like, levels? And he always gets questioned with Fergie. And you're thinking, is he really there? Really there. And I before the final, I think he can be, because obviously trophy work, and just the way he's changed the game in England, literally like the whole passing out from the back, like the football, like the way he is as a manager, he just changed the whole game. But then he's always gonna have the stigma with the money, and he spent how much, and he still can't bring the Champions League home. So like it shows you, like, you can spend as much as you want as well. Like you can't just, like, the Champions League is not a thing. You can't just like go and win it. And then we did say as well, like, teams first times that in the final is never ever like goes well. Like even Chelsea's first time, our first time didn't go well. Like a few teams, that PSG's first time last year didn't go well. So like I don't know how they're failing to win the Champions League.
That's why with the decision, like we were talking about Oli early with like the substitutions, like you can kind of relate that to Pep's decision of like his starting lineup, because that's why Chelsea had so many clear-cut chances at the start of the game, which they didn't like tuck away. Like Werner had like a couple of chances that he didn't put away. Like Havertz was picking up like the ball in like different pockets. Like he was free. Mason Mount had so much space. Like the way Chelsea players were playing was like very smart, because they looked at the side, and Gunnar, and like he's not a natural CDM, so isn't the De Bruyne or Bernardo Silva. That's what was like leaving so many spaces open. and they were just like using it, like exposing City, but they were like the only thing was like Chelsea weren't like 2-3 goals up. Because if it was another team on the day, they would have been punished. City would have been punished.
They just don't know. I feel like, they just don't know. They just literally, in the 3 games they've lost to Chelsea this season, they don't know how to play against that 3-5 at the back. They don't have I don't feel like they have an idea. They haven't, in the game, not even, obviously, they didn't lose in Stamford Bridge, but obviously in the 2 games that they lost earlier on, it's like they didn't create as many chances. They didn't create like with City, they're always gonna create clear-cut openers. They didn't create clear-cut openers. It's like they don't actually know how to play against this 5 with Tuchel. And I have to give Tuchel the praise of how he's drilled this into the Chelsea players. And even you gotta give Kante a praise as well. The way that guy bossed the midfield, every challenge he was winning, that guy, man of the match again. His CV is just looking serious for trophies.
Kante. Even on my script, I've wrote his name down specifically on the script. Kante winner yet again.
Wow.
Kante winner yet again. Honestly,
he's mad.
He's won it all, man. He's won it all. You gotta give him credit. The guy just turns up. He just knows how to turn up in finals, major finals. Honestly.
And in this last deep in the last, and do you remember at the beginning of the season? I don't know if you remember, but I was hearing Kante is not it anymore. This, that, because I don't know if he wasn't playing. They were playing him in the box,
in the right position,
like that. Yeah, they were trying to give Gunnar Kante his name now. Now look, he's had 3 man of the match performances in the lead up to the Champions League final. He's been a key. If you actually think about it, in all the trophies he's won. He's actually been a key figure to each and every one of them. He's not been one of them ones where he's a passenger and he just lifted the trophy. He's actually been so key. The guy is blessed, man. He's a blessed guy as well. He's a very, and
he's
they got
so
him for
humble.
a bargain. They got him for 30 million, Chelsea.
Yeah.
They got him for a bargain. That guy is worth 100, probably 80, 90 M's. This work rate. So yeah,
and what adds to it as well, he's a humble human being as well.
There's a video where there's a video with everyone's kissing the Champions League.
He's where he's everyone's kissing and then he's walking past and he's just touching it.
He's jokes. The guy's blessed, man.
Yeah. But in terms of performances, a performance that really stuck out to me was Kai Havertz. Leading up to the game, obviously people weren't really too sure about him, whether he was going to make it in the Premier League. But I guess his first Champions League goal weren't bad. That won the final.
He did well. To even because Edison, when he's coming, he's quick. So you gotta think fast. You gotta think about what you're gonna do fast. Yeah, and maybe you got a bit of luck with the deflection a bit. But yeah, he was. And you can show in that final, obviously, you wouldn't say he's had the greatest of seasons, but in the last couple of weeks and the lead up to the final, he's showing his talent. He's definitely got talent there. You look at him and he's got talent. And I feel next season, he's going to kick on from where he's left off this week. And I'm not happy for him to get a Champions League final goal, but for he's done his thing. So yeah.
Yeah, but how do you see him progressing in terms of, if, for example, if Chelsea were to buy a striker, do you see Kai Havertz playing as that false 9, that centre forward, or do you see him sticking out wide? Because obviously his previous performances where he didn't perform were out wide, but then he did start performing once he was in that pocket in around the striker in that central area. So how do you feel if Chelsea were to bring a striker, and how do you feel that might impact his game and his just his form, I guess?
Yeah, no, that could if Chelsea bring the right striker and they play him just in behind the striker, literally, because Havertz is a big guy already, and he's just technically good on the ball. If they bring in a striker, literally, that will just fit his preference and stuff, and he can play off that guy. I actually think he can still get goals. He can still bag a lot of goals. like for the season, and I feel like it will even help his own game this season. Like they haven't really had a vocal point up top like this whole season. Like it's meant if anything towards the last bits of it, like it's been him, to be honest. So and he's actually started to perform. So definitely with a striker that comes in, assist 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, overall, like Chelsea were the better team on the night, I guess.
Even some other performances, I feel like Reece James had a good performance in pocketing.
Really good game. He was solid.
Sterling. I don't know how Sterling started. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
He hasn't been there recently, and I feel like for City, Kyle Walker had a good game. Just was on the losing side.
Yeah, and I see fans. I see Twitter as well. I see fans comparing James and Arnold to Wan-Bissaka, with them obviously lifting up the trophy. But you guys watch out. You guys watch out. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is coming to you guys.
Wan-Bissaka just needs to improve going forward, man, with him. That's literally it. Because he's better than both of them defending, but just like, you know, the fullback role these days, like you got to be good at both. And that's why Arnold gets questioned as well, because he's not good at the back, but just top quality.
Yeah.
But Reece James, now I'm actually deep in it. Reece James and Kyle Walker are the most balanced that go forward and back. Like what do you call it? Yeah, I would probably go with one of them two, to be honest.
Yeah.
No. Arnold's just going forward quality is just too much level. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
man. Do you feel like De Bruyne would have made a better, like, I know he didn't really have a good start to the game, but do you feel like if he was to stay on, like, he might have had a bigger impact in the latter stages of the game?
Obviously, he wasn't. Yeah, obviously, he didn't really have the greatest of games, but definitely, like, it's De Bruyne. Like, the guy can produce at any moment. You never know. Like, at any moment, quality. Obviously, I feel sorry for Sergio Aguero as well.
Yeah, that's literally what I was going to bring up as well. I was going to be like, so it was a sad farewell for Aguero as well.
He didn't get the send-off that he wanted. Obviously, he wanted Champions League with Man City. And yeah, I feel like if KDB would have been on the pitch, you never know. One delivery could have fallen to him. Like, you never actually know. Like, just with KDB. And I felt sorry for KDB. Rudiger completely took him out. Completely, like.
He was rock solid at the back as well. Obviously, Chelsea, Thiago Silva did go off injured as well. So maybe, like, it might have been a more comfortable victory for Chelsea.
And even that, Christensen came in and
he was solid.
Yeah,
he was solid.
Mad.
That's what I was thinking as well. He, like, the amount of interceptions and blocks that he put in. People saying, people are like worrying. Like, my friend is a Chelsea fan. Like, he was like watching the screen, like, what is going on? Like, no. But then literally since he came on, like, he was solid. Like, apart from that, maybe Kai Havertz, like, he might have even been like man of the match for me. But yeah, like, I'm so happy Chelsea won. Obviously, like, City not winning, that was like just good enough for me. But then again, this does prove to all the leagues out there that the Premier League is the best league in the world.
That's 2 seasons. That's two all English finals in the last 3 years.
Yeah, I mean, 4 English clubs started out in the semi-finals in both Europe like competitions this season as well. And yeah, hopefully.
Let me ask you one thing as well. What do you like? Can we say City are like they're a big club now? You get me? But they haven't won the Champions League. So like, where do we put like City? Like, can we say that like until they win the Champions League, is that always gonna be there?
I honestly feel like until City win a Champions League, we can't regard them as one of the greatest clubs to touch this earth. Like honestly, you can't. Like, as much, like, I know they've won that Premier Leagues like back to back and stuff, but I just don't feel the like
the best and the best go and win the Champions League. It's as simple as that. Like, the best go and win it. Like, you have to win the Champions League to solidify yourself as.
Like, I don't think Pep will be satisfied without winning the champ. Like, I don't think he will be. Like, until he wins the Champions League, I don't think he'll like. Obviously, looking back on his like City career, like as manager, like he would be proud, but I don't think he would be as satisfied as like he would want to
But
be.
if you think about some of the way they've, like, even in previous seasons, the way they've been eliminated, well, Monaco was one season, us was one season, like like some of their eliminations, and it's been some, and it's all actually, if you think about it, it's all been due to like some silly, like weird, it's not even silly, because I can't compare it silly, but weird decisions being made, and it's affected like the team, and is like, I don't know what this guy needs to actually do to get City over the line. I don't know if it's a thing where it's just a thing where they just, maybe it's good they had their first final as well, because now if they do go back to it again, I reckon they'll still win it, like, because most teams in the history of this competition like don't have great first final appearances. So yeah, like it's a good learning curve, but at the same time, yeah, you can't, I agree with you, you can't consider them as a big club. Like all the big clubs go on to win that, have gone on to win that Champions League. And if you're just winning Premier League, like at one point they were about to do the quadruple. They only ended up winning. Not only, but obviously they won the Premier League and the Carabao. But you're thinking, you're gonna win. You're gonna get me, like, so yeah, like they're not one of the greatest, but they're still a big club and a threat.
Yeah. Well, yeah. On that note, a personal thank you to Jojo, man. Thank you so much for being on this journey with me. Obviously, it's like on this journey that we've been like on for the last like couple of months.
It's not finished.
It's not finished. Literally, this is like the last episode of the season. But I'm telling you guys, we will be back and better with brand new episodes next season. And you never know, we might even cover the Euro games this summer. But yeah, personal thank you to yourself. And yeah, thank you guys for watching week in, week out. Yeah, it's been a pleasure bringing this content to you guys. But yeah, please like, comment, subscribe. If you haven't watched previous episodes, go back on my channel and watch it. And yeah, guys, thank you so much. Episode 10. We're thankful and grateful for you guys for watching. And yeah, personal thanks to people messaging me about the podcast. And yeah, honestly, George, I couldn't have done this without you. Literally.
100.
But yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for watching. And yeah, we're out.
I'm wearing my jacket, but boss said I'm still too cold. Man, I fucked your bitch, she filled that from her head to toes. I need this guap.